Welcome to the last week of civics videos for the 2019-2020 school year. In online form, we have covered the heart of the functioning of the U.S. government. We've covered the executive branch, the legislative branch, and the judicial branch, which you'll have a test on this week. Before that, we did extensive work through your presentations and my comments on the nature of human beings, the need, if any, for government, its variety of forms, its history in our Western civilization and in other civilizations, how our particular constitutional republic came about through a historical process that reaches back all the way to and beyond the Roman Republic, Athens, and the ancient Hebrews. We talked about presidential elections, various presidencies, various Supreme Court decisions, key moments in the history of government in the United States. But I think and I hope more than anything else, what we did is we discussed how important it is for everyday people like us, like you and me, to think about our government. I'll be giving you your final exam this week too. So you'll be watching the videos I set up for you. You'll be taking your unit test on the judiciary. And you'll also be taking your final exam. Everything due by next Wednesday, the 20th of May, before 6 a.m. And then this class is done. I'm not collecting anything after 6 a.m. next Wednesday unless I have confirmation that something, God forbid, horrible has happened. Otherwise, everything's in by then. If it's not in by then, I'm not grading it because I have a lot of things to do. So you have a deadline. You have all week to do it. You have plenty of time. Get it done before 6 a.m. Wednesday, or don't expect me to grade it unless you can give me all sorts, and your family can give me all sorts of proof that there is a valid reason why you couldn't have possibly gotten it in with all of this time. That's, by the way, hopefully obvious to all of you already, but I just want to be clear. Why is it important that everyday people pay attention to government? After all, it doesn't have anything to do with being cool or making friends or making romantic conquests or getting a better computer or a better phone or any of the other things that obsess us in our private lives. See, if you were a slave, it wouldn't matter what you think or know or believe. Thinking and believing are different things, by the way. However, we're not slaves. Hopefully, we will never, never, never be slaves. And therefore, as free people, which you will be, God willing, it really matters what you know about what people are doing in your name as our government. I don't care whether you are to the left of Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez or if you are to the right of Donald Trump or Ted Cruz, which I am. What you believe is your business. That you care enough to inform yourself before you vote, which you will do, before you act as a citizen, before you engage in a discussion about politics with other people, before you try to persuade people or educate yourself or do any of the duties or responsibilities or opportunities that you have as young Americans growing up, you need to understand what is being done. You need to understand current events, the history of the United States, the way our government form evolved, how it works, what its limits are, why it is the way it is, and how that compares to other governments around the world, and how it deals with the problem of human nature, which is a problem. If you don't inform yourself about these things, you will not be good citizens. A good citizen and a free society needs good citizens. Without good citizens, there's no freedom. Freedom will be snatched away by political leaders, demagogues, bureaucrats, and others before you can say Jack Robinson. Although why you'd want to say Jack Robinson, I don't know. It'll be gone if good citizens don't step up and do their duty. The wonderful thing about life in a free society is it's on you. After a while, it's not reasonable for you to blame your childhood for your life. Your life in a free society is what you make of it. And if you had problems, welcome to the human race where everyone has problems. You don't necessarily know what problems other people have. You don't necessarily have any clue what other people are going through. You will make snap judgments based on superficial things, and there is a human tendency to say, woe is me, everything is so horrible for me, look at my problems. Look at all the things I have to deal with, it's not fair. Nope. But you're free. And that means, fair or not, problems or not, equality of opening circumstances in your life or not, you have a chance to choose a better way to achieve a better life. And if you don't do that, it's your own damn fault. That's the burden of freedom. You have the opportunity and the duty to decide what you're going to be, what you're going to stand for, what you're going to put up with, what you want to do and say, think, what you want to be. Your parents will influence you, your family, your school, your faith, your experiences. But more than anything else, your choices as to how you react to all of the circumstances in your world are going to define you. Now, there's a falsehood, well, one of many, in the Star Wars canon, which says, once the dark side, once you go down that path, forever it will dominate your destiny. Well, it may affect your destiny because you're going to have problems if you choose evil or wrong or selfishness or whininess or any of the other lousy choices that are available to you. But our society, being a Judeo-Christian society, being a society rooted in the reason notions of the Enlightenment, says that you can change. You can redeem yourself. You can be redeemed. You can be saved. All you have to do is try. How we choose to face the life we've been given, how we choose to face the special circumstances, the health problems, the family problems, the personal limitations, the fact that you are not super wealthy, super beautiful, super intelligent, and super well connected in order to have a happy, easy, glamorous, wonderful life as one of the beautiful people. Again, welcome to the human race. The truth is, it's good that you have problems. It's good that I've had problems, and I still do. I have plenty of them. You know a bunch of them, because you've been with me all year. Because problems give us an opportunity to build up our strength and our resilience, our adaptability. They allow us to be something more than a passive product of our environment, like a blop in a jar. We face our problems, or we want to run away from them. We accept responsibility for our problems when they're our fault, or we blame everyone else. Freedom requires your ability and willingness to be brave enough to look yourself in the face sometimes and say, yeah, it's my fault. Yeah, if I don't change, nothing will get better. Yeah, it's not mom's, dad's fault. It's not the teacher's fault. It's not society's fault. It's my fault. Not because I have perfect circumstances, but because I get to choose what I do next. And those choices are going to make our lives become what they're going to be. More than anything else, our choices about how we respond to the challenges of life are going to make us or break us. And the truth is, for most of us, they'll do a little bit of both. But we are even more fortunate and responsible because not only do we get to make choices about ourselves, but we, as time goes on, get to make choices about how the society is going to function. And those choices are going to define us, just as much as the ones in our personal life will define us. And if you make choices in ignorance, you're playing piñata with a loaded pistol, blindfolded and looking for the gun. Which is, by the way, not a good way to spend this afternoon. Do not play piñata with a pistol. So there's lesson one. Pay attention because you have important choices to make.